Okay, let's go back in time for a moment. Think back to when you were in high school. And if you were into music like I was, how much it meant to you. For me, it meant a ton. So we're talking about the mid to late 90s. There were so many cool Canadian bands on the scene making music that I really connected with. Bands like I Mother Earth, Big Wreck, Age of Electric, Big Sugar, Odds, Tea Party, Treble Charger, Our Lady Peace, Sloan, and so many more. That's just a few. These were all bands you can see and hear in heavy rotation on the radio or on Much Music. This was well before the age of streaming and music downloads. So you saw a music video on TV, which was essentially a commercial. So you bought the CD, and then hopefully you could see the band live if you really liked them. And there was one band that really did it for me, and that's Limblifter. Oh look, just like the shirt. If you were growing up in Canada and roughly my age, or into the music scene at the time, you'd probably know this hit song. Tin foil. And if the name Limblifter doesn't ring a bell for you, there's a chance you have heard this lick. That's from a band called The Age of Electric and their song Remote Control. And two of the members from the original Limblifter lineup, Ryan and Kurt Dahl, were also half of the lineup of Age of Electric. And they're both bands that I love. And this is Limblifter's self-titled debut album, released in 1996. The second CD that I ever bought. And it's got a number on here because I had a label maker. I was doing DJing at the time, and I probably had all my CDs labeled and numbered on a piece of paper, cataloging my collection. Or something, I don't know. Anyways, that was the mid-90s, and I was in my mid to late teens. Absolutely formative years when it comes to music. So now, we jump ahead to 2024, and I'm finally getting to see Limblifter live. So this past Christmas, my wife surprised me and got us tickets for Limblifter at this truly unique, one-of-a-kind venue. So we live in Ottawa, and just under an hour away, there's a place called Neat. And I'll show you all about the venue in just a moment. And Limblifter just released a new album of all new material on October 31st, 2022. So I bought the vinyl, I bought a t-shirt, and was looking forward to hopefully seeing them live. So they started touring that album, but they had to take a hiatus because of a major health issue that Ryan experienced. So that was a shock to see online and experience through Instagram. But he's recovered and they're back and they've done a little mini Canadian tour. So let's head to Neat. So this is the Neat Coffee Shop located in Burnstown, Ontario. So it's a coffee shop, a bakery, a restaurant, and a music venue built around an old schoolhouse from 1890. I'm not kidding. That sounds made up. It's the most unique venue I've ever been to. And neat is definitely a clever name, and it holds up. You'd be walking around the property and looking at stuff, and you're like, oh, that's neat. And you're like, yeah, I just did what they want. So you can't help it. So before the show, my wife and I had dinner. Check out this menu. I captured part of it. It's all musical inspired fired pizza. It was awesome. And they also had a Limblifter inspired menu, which I didn't take a picture of. And I had the Mexican grilled chicken and corn. I don't know if that's a Limblifter thing, but it was good. And while we were eating dinner, I heard Limblifter sound checking, so I'm like, oh, I gotta go check that out. So I walked over to the side of the old schoolhouse and I captured this. It's not creepy. It's nothing weird. It looks like I'm creeping some guy through a window in his house, which is kind of, sort of not really, but anyways. So there was no opening act, which was totally cool. So it meant just a full night of Limblifter. And being a huge guitar gear nerd, of course, I had to check out the stage and the gear. And you're able to just walk up and take a look. So here is Ryan's rig, which took me a second to figure out. I couldn't tell at the time what it was until I looked later. But he has the same SHURE wireless pack that I have, and I saw him wearing it. I'm like, that's cool. And it's going into a Line 6 HX effects, and then that's going into a Radial Voco-Locco, and then into another Line 6 HX effects. So I'm not sure if one HX effects was a backup to the first one or if he just had that many effects. Anyways. And then he was going into a couple combo amps on the back of the stage, a Matchless and a Bad Cat. And Ryan, if by chance you're watching this, let me know what your guitars were. I know you had a blonde Strat and a blonde Telly that you mentioned you borrowed. I think your Strat is a vintage model, but anyways. I just love gear stuff. Leave a comment. Let me know. So show got on around 8:30. I'd say there were around 100, maybe to 150 people. I'm not great at estimating crowd sizes, but it was perfect. It was this super intimate show. You could be right up at the stage and talk to Ryan if you wanted to. And I captured some clips. I just wanted to watch and listen to the show like you used to do before everyone had a 4K camera in their hands. And clearly the audience also wanted that. So it wasn't a bunch of phones up in the air in your face and these bright screens, which was nice and neat. So here's some of the footage that I caught. I love new experiences like this. Absolutely cool venue. Amazing, great night. And if any of you in the band by chance watch this, super thanks to Limblifter for being a lifelong musical influence. So to Ryan and Megan and Greg and Eric and Kurt from the early days, thank you. And if you're new to Limblifter, you have some catching up to do. So go check them out. There'll be a ton of Limblifter links and the neat website and a bunch of stuff. I'll share everything in the link. Go look at the links, do stuff. And you can comment, let me know if you know about Limblifter. Share your favorite musical experience, venue that's unique to you. And as always, play guitar and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.